few things going on this morning. I'm going to make some couscous in my rice cooker. And the reason why is because it's just a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier, and I don't have the mess of the starch on the stove. So I'm going to make it in my rice cooker. So I've got a little bit left. I basically only need a cup. I need a cup of couscous. A cup of couscous and a cup and a half of water. So I'm going to take my measuring cup. Oh, look at that. A cup, exactly. Okay, and now I'm going to take a cup and a half of water. Not going to put quite a cup, I don't think, cup and a half. Okay, now I'm going to put in some dehydrated onions. And I'm not going to measure. And I've got some chili flakes. I had to check to see if I actually put the camera on. Okay, some garlic powder. And oregano. Italian spice. A little pinch of the Himalayan salt. And a little bit of black pepper, which I always have a hard time to open. Then I'm going to give it a mix. And some extra virgin olive oil. And then I'm going to put a little bit more water because it's that will cook, and that will cook. So what I'm going to do is I let it cook, and then I let it cool down, and I mix it up. I put a little bit more olive oil in so that the couscous actually absorbs the oil, and the olive oil is really good for you. But I wanted to show you what I have done. I have gone in and I have purchased the couscous, and this I got for such a good deal. Now think about it, 1 cup gives me a massive container of couscous, and that'll last me like 2 or 3 meals, right? So 1 cup, and this is 2 pounds. This is 2 pounds of couscous, and basically, I mean 1 cup, so I'm looking at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 cups of couscous. So, you know, you can't beat it, and it was only $3. So, and it's a lot better than buying potatoes that will rot or that I won't eat fast enough. So, if I'm making soup, the potatoes are great. They're great, amazing, fill you right up. But who wants to eat soup all the time? And so I've kind of strayed away from that. But I am going to make some couscous with some frozen vegetables. I'm going to put that in. I'm not really sure. I was going to have a pork chop, but I'm not really feeling it. So I might just have the couscous and the vegetables, and that's it. Now, for Thanksgiving, single senior, everybody's working, all those extra shifts, and so of course I'm going to be spending Thanksgiving by my lonesome. And so what I did is I purchased the small little metal containers, and I made a meal, a lasagna meal with white noodles. That's all I had, and it is inflammatory. So I did buy some kefir to have at the end of my meal, but I made a small thing of lasagna for my Thanksgiving meal. I used cottage cheese. I used what cheese? Old Fort cheese, the old cheese. What else? Cottage cheese, the old cheese, the noodles, the white noodles, and I used chicken and not hamburger. Ground up chicken that I had, and I fried it with the onions and the whole bit, and I made myself a little lasagna. And I'll tell you, I made 2 of them, and I had one during the week, and they were really, really good, and enough for one person, and I had nothing went to waste. It lasted me 3 days, so 3 meals. Actually 2 days, because I ate 2 chunks of it in one day, so that would be like, but it would give 3 meals. And I mean, you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. It's called frugal shopping, but it's a tasty frugal shopping. So that's what I did. So this is going to cook. Now I don't know why it does this, the rice cooker. It actually cooks and then stops, and then cooks and then stops. So I always have to constantly be changing, putting it back, but it does swell up quite a bit. So I've got the onions and everything in, the spices. I am going to be filling up my spices. I have replenished my oregano, which I found so hard to find oregano. So I replenished it, and so I'm going to fill up my containers so that I have it when I'm cooking. I also have tons of these, tons of them, and the reason why is because when I was thrifting, there was a store called, I think it's called Re-Rack, and they were selling these really, really cheap. And I think it was like 50 cents. So I got I have like 20 of these the wax chunks for like barely anything. So I got like 20 of them, and I'm a bit of a hoarder for those just in case times. You can actually burn these to create heat. You can make candles, and with the way that our world is going now, you never know. I remember this being used when you were doing canning, and they would actually melt the wax on top of the food, and they would that's how they would store their food, and this would form like a little cap on the top of the canning. Now I don't know if they still do it, but I do remember my aunt and my grandmother doing this. So I bought them. So I was thinking of maybe making some candles for over the Christmas season. And you can come up with really good ideas, because there are so many glass products that are going to the landfills, and I have tons of them. I mean, I have my olive oil bottles saved, and you can engrave in them. I did buy an engraver, but I did give it to a granddaughter to do engraving. But you can engrave on this and make fancy products to give away for presents. I mean, you don't have to put oil in this. You could put vinegar. You could put oil that has been infused with herbs and things like that. So you can be creative, right? So that's why I bought these, because I want to make some candles. So, and I have to do some replenishing. I'm going to have to refill my container with my couscous. Now, I like to keep a stockpile of these, so I think I'm going to buy two more of these on my next shopping day. Which, when you're a senior in Canada, where I am, your shopping days usually come once a month. It comes at the start of the month, and then you buy enough to kind of replenish your resources as you're going through the month. Well, you can't always do that where I live. So things get very expensive. So I buy them when they're on sale. And this was a damn good deal. So I wanted to show you something else that I'm doing. I had attempted to learn how to sprout. And I did have the sprouting trays. That's what these are. And I bought them at at a thrifting store, okay? So it has a little container to keep the water, and then this apparently is where you put the seeds, and then you just put them down, and they're supposed to grow like that. Now I have to worry because you get those little flies, I think called fruit flies, right? So I don't want to go through those, right? I don't want to go through that situation. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how to do this without having little flies attracted to the water, to the moisture in the trays. So I'm not really sure how to do that. But I did get these back from my daughter. She wasn't using them, so she gave me these two back. So the top tray has got like little holes in it, and the bottom tray is like for holding the water, I believe. So we'll see how that works. But I am going to attempt one more time because I absolutely love the taste of the sprouts. So I will be doing that again. But right now it's about my supper, so I'm going to cook this. I'm going to get out my vegetables. I do not boil my vegetables, I steam them. And so what I'm going to do is once this is cooked, I let it cool down, and then I cook the vegetables, and then I add the vegetables to it. Now, I don't cook the vegetables with anything but virgin olive oil, just a little bit in the bottom of the pan, and I do use a lot of spices. Always did and always will, and it's working for me. So once that's done, I will add the spices and the vegetables, and that'll be my supper. Now my supper isn't until 2 o'clock, and that's the reason I'm doing this early, is because I mean it's not even noon hour, but I want to make sure that I've cooked it and that it has cooled down. Couscous is amazing when it has become cold. I mean, people love to eat it when it's warm, but I don't. I eat it more like a salad with the steamed vegetables in it. I almost like, well, I put a pile of couscous that is cooled down, and then I put the steamed vegetables on top, and that's how I eat it. It tastes so good, and it is so anti-inflammatory. So that's the way I'm going to eat my supper today, and I'm looking forward to Monday, because Monday I'm going to have my chicken lasagna, and it turned out perfect. So I shall see you on the next video. The good Lord be with you.